I see. So I realized. So just recently, my dad's, in terms of my biological dad, is just out there with some guests, and I came here to pump the music here, but I never went out there into the guest section where he is. So out of nowhere, just this music starts playing, and it's his music. So they get to see me. But the thing is that you play people's music when they never see you, and that's how you promote yourself. I mean to say, guys, that you play other people's music before they see you, and then you play the music and then they see you. So that's the whole point. So the whole point is I play his music, and then I connect my videos together, and I also promote them so that everybody can see. But also, it's much more popularity in that you play other people's music that they have, so that you boost your own popularity in the house or wherever you are. And that's how you become the number one DJ of the world, by playing other people's music with your music. I understand, but if you're just playing your music, I mean, that's different. I mean, there's no popularity there. But if you play other people's music, then there is popularity. I mean to say, if you play other people's music with your music, then there is popularity. But if you just play other people's music without your music, then you have to go and create your own music to play your music with other people's music to become popular. But if you just become somebody who promotes your music only, then you win no popularity contest over here. But the popularity contest is promote your music and other people's music, or promote yourself and other people to become the best version of yourself. I want to teach you guys very quickly that no millionaire out there is going to drop out of the sky to help you, man. I mean, you have to go to the millionaires, man. I mean, you have to go to them because they never recognize you. So if you understand that, then Jesus has to come to you first because you never did recognize him at first. You understand? So what you need to realize is whoever is in your life now is the most important to you, and that's it. I mean, just stick with you. Well, if they never want you, then have yourself. I mean, what? I mean, big deal. I mean, stop crying. I mean, in a sense, so make sure if you want to go and really, really pronounce your videos in a longer direction, then put the I in action. I mean, be in the word I while you speak. You understand? Because what you learn about the way of life is a directional way where you can go and satisfy yourself in a way that you're going to learn and you're going to grow. But for myself, in terms of videos, I've always placed my videos on a finish on my left hand, because my left hand can do the nice and beautiful pause of the video right here. And I'm understanding either way that what's important is understanding that your life must be growing if you understand that you are doing something in relation to being fascinating, as Jim Rohn says. I mean, in a sense, because when you're understanding that, you understand that to be smart in life and to be doing something that's going to help you move forward, and you're understanding all the time that you're doing something to help yourself admire yourself, because that's the whole point, isn't it? So focus upon understanding that all you want to do is love your life and look toward nature and look toward yourself the most, and understand that if you really, really understand anything about life, then the whole point of life is understanding yourself first and then understanding other people. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to do except be in the moment with silence and being understanding of yourself in terms of being and understanding yourself to capitulate everything. So understand either way, that's the whole point, isn't it? Because there's no rush when there's a word I in your favor. So make sure you understand that what you need to realize every single day, it's about your career and legacy, and understand that the more you do in words, the better for you. I understand that your parents are going to pass away very soon. I understand. And 50 years is very soon. I understand. And 100 years is very soon as well. So what you have to understand is once they pass away, there's no frequency between you and them anymore. Other than what they've gave you in words, and other than what they've given you in terms of what they gave you in terms of memories. But guess what? First, there's somebody here always for you. First, now locate that frequency. That is Jesus Christ. I mean, understand that Jesus Christ is here with you right now. I mean, now understand that your other parents and your cousins and people who are going to pass in your life and who are going to go away from your life totally, and they're going to go to a better world. But guess what's going to happen? I mean, Jesus Christ is here with you. So locate Jesus Christ frequency instead. And just understand that frequency of your mother's around, or your biological father or mother is around, or family's around you. I mean, slowly, one by one, that frequency is never there anymore. So, for example, my biological grandfather, I mean, he passes away, and he's no longer here anymore. In terms of the frequency of him being here, I understand. I mean, he's gone. But the memories of him being here is always with me. I understand that. But then I locate Jesus Christ frequency and I say, hey, I mean, Jesus Christ is with me the whole time. I mean, Jesus Christ is here. I mean, Jesus Christ has never gone from this world. Understand? I mean, Jesus Christ is here. So what do I do with that frequency of my biological dad? I mean, what do I do with that frequency of my biological dad's and anybody's frequency in terms of my biological grandfather's frequency? I go from my biological grandfather to Jesus Christ and I say, hey, I mean, everything's good. I have Jesus Christ here. I have Jesus Christ here. I mean, that's what I'm saying. To locate that frequency of Jesus Christ and say that he's here with you. Because God is always with you. And God's always with you. Understand? Because that way you understand that you never have to be afraid that your biological father or mother or cousins or family is going to pass away. So if your wife passes away, then you have Jesus Christ. And if anybody in your family passes away, then you have Jesus Christ. I mean, understand? And that's the whole point. I just want to say, guys, that really quickly, that what's important is understanding that if people send you money, then you can get possessions with that money. I mean, you can actually get yourself earphones with that money. I mean, you can get whatever you want. So just because somebody's never getting your presents or is unable to get your present like what you want in terms of whatever it is, so for example, whatever you want in terms of life. I mean, you must understand that what's important is understanding that if they give you the money, then you can go and get it. I mean, the money in plastic can get you what you want in terms of shoulder bag or car or whatever you want. So realize that if they give you money in terms of plastic, that you just become aware that they have given you the money to go and get it. I just want to say, guys, really quickly that you can never be losing time if you're uploading content and exporting content from software in terms of to make videos or anything like that. So make sure you understand that as long as you're uploading and exporting your life in terms of videos and whatever, and you're uploading everything and you're producing, you're never wasting time. Welcome you guys back into my nice and beautiful course here. So I'm doing some nice and beautiful music production right here. So I'm making sure that my nice and beautiful music production here is going by the melody. So I just want to hear this and how it sounds with the guidance of... Alright, now that's an amazing sound right here. So I'm making sure... I'm trying to record myself on video as much as I can so that I can show you guys how I am a persona over here. So I'm making sure every single day I'm looking to just hear those vocals right here. Alright, now that's the kind of vocals I want to see. But I just want to see the differences between the actual vocal that I have and also the nice and beautiful ways. I mean, the nice and beautiful way of saying that there's a reverb on my actual vocal. So what I want to do is I want to remove the reverb and see without the reverb to see what's a better sound all the time. Alright, now understand either way, what I want to do also is I want to be muting and unmuting my tracks so that I can figure out a better sound always. I say never muting and unmuting my instrumental channel racks. In FL Studio to do better only for I do have an appointment very soon, guys, so just make sure that I am also contacting myself here to make sure that I am really on point. So what I want to do is I want to notify myself with the phone right now so I never forget my appointment with somebody. And we're just doing a nice and beautiful business meeting upon understanding our core values and goals. So we're making sure that we're doing something around loving each other. Alright, now here we go. I'll say it's at 11:30, so I have to go and do say 11:15. So I say 11:15. It's more enough time for me to be able to do my videos over here and to be able to just record and do more. So now I want to be able to see that my dogs are around here as well, so they hear some guy pumping up the car, so they want to go and see what is happening around here. So now just do this over here. I'm focusing on understanding that my dogs are just really trying to see who is coming along over here
So I'm focusing on understanding that I want to see this now. I can say now with the reverb, I understand it's much more atmospheric, and I understand it's much better to understand that the original version is something that is more in your face. But I realize that now. I realize that since it's that kind of way, I understand that what I can do is really understand that if I remove the reverb, then it's much more of it's much more of an original sound, and it sounds much more like an honest track. So what I want to do here is I want to make sure I go and make the sound just a nice and beautiful original melody right here. So I realize that that kind of sound right here for me sounds amazing. I mean, it just sounds that it's real. So I want to make my vocals real. So I want to make sure that I'm doing something around my nice and beautiful vocals all the time. I'm making sure my dog over here loves me very much. So he comes up to me to just say hello. And I make sure over here, I come and do something that I'm doing over here. So I'm doing something that is really nice and beautiful here. So I'm making sure that I come and see this now. I'm making sure that I did play some nice and beautiful, let's say, melody around my nice and beautiful sound effect over here. So I'm making sure that no matter what I'm doing is I'm doing something around here, and I'm making sure that I can go and really dwell upon a better way. So dogs, in terms of non-human animals, are unable to really say, or let's say do, in terms of the nice and beautiful way of, they're unaware of what I'm actually speaking to right now, because I'm speaking to the phone, but they never really recognize that. So I want to make sure that either way that I see this one over here. Whereas now that's something different that I can just remove from a nice and beautiful melody right here. And what I can do is just continue to just place that melody right here, so I can go and continue in my nice and beautiful melody over here. So I'm focusing on understanding that if you have dogs, just make sure that you're always freeing them up and making sure that you're always saying yes to them. It's very important. I see this.
I want you guys to understand that I do love everybody, but what's amazing is understand that if you understand the nice and beautiful crowd, I mean, guess what they want for you? That's all they want for you. I mean, where's the crowd in my house? There's no crowd around me. I never need a crowd, because they look at me and they say, ugh. I mean, his beard is look. They're saying that other people's beard is looking ugly. I mean, they never like how people look. I mean, they never love how the individual is successful, or how they get their money, or how they do certain things around the house, or how they're looking in terms of hair or do. And they never love each other. I mean, they're always lying to you, and they're always fake with you. I mean, never be around fake people. So what's important is understanding that if you want to understand something about life, then understand that if you want to go and really break your voice, then understand that you have to sing, and you have to understand every single day to sing above the crowd and sing on the nice and beautiful tone B3, because that way you understand that no matter what, then when you sing loud in B3, in terms of the nice and beautiful highest tone that you can, then you're going to understand why the crowd hates you so much. I mean, they are so fake with everybody because they have nothing to do in life. Approach, if you join a group, if you join the group online on Facebook and you try to be a star in front of their face, Approach, they'll tell you to fuck off. I mean, understand? I mean, they'll criticize you negatively. I understand, because that's what the crowd does. I understand, so block them as much as possible. I mean, block anybody from your past. I mean, block them right away. I mean, they never want you to be a star. I promise you. They never want you to be famous. I mean, they never want you to be successful. I promise you. I mean, just block them. I mean, block them all. I mean, who are they? I mean, who cares about them in life? I mean, none of them are your friends. I promise you, none of them are your friends. I promise you, they all get jealous of you. I promise you, all jealous of you. I promise you, everybody in your life is jealous of you. I promise you. I'm never jealous of you though. I mean, that's it.
They're all jealous of you when you're succeeding more. That's why I'm so alone. I'm so alone, and they are going to lie to you about me, and they're going to say how much of they're going to say how much of a fraud I am. And they're going to say how I use the government's money. And they're going to say how I use the bank's money to succeed. You understand? Although, guess what? Words never lie. Although, they never ever step in your shoes, man. You understand? Because they never ever want to be you in life. You understand? So what is amazing is nobody has to be you, but you be Jesus Christ. What's amazing? It's actually understanding that if you're going and doing something around life every single day, then speak much more words and be much more able and capable to love your life in different ways, and making sure that no matter what, that you're lifting people all the time, and then you're understanding that music production is a way of life. And if you're doing a lot of music production today, then understand that it's much more that you go and really, really study about life itself, and understanding that no matter what, you have to go and enjoy life. But understand that you never ever go calling people never ever go calling people overseas or anything like that. Nobody over there cares about you. Understand? So make sure you understand that what's important is understand that if you really, really go and dwell upon a better way, then understand the crowd is never there for you, and they're never worth being around. And I understand how it is about these ballet dancers and all these people who are in the crowd who are trying to have a great legacy, and how the crowd treats them like shit here. The crowd treats them like shit over here because they're trying to have a great legacy, and the crowd understands that. The crowd sees that. The crowd sees that they're trying to have a great legacy. Whereas now, when they see that, they boo you. They start booing you. They're so jealous of you. They're jealous that you can sing on a guitar, man. They're jealous of you because you can sing, or because you can do something better than them. They run away from successful people. If you want to be successful, then go directly towards successful people, and look at successful people so much that you become successful. That's what I had to do. I had to go and study Jesus Christ much more. I had to go. I'm studying everybody. But what's amazing is I realized that I was never really jealous of Jesus Christ. I always was following Jesus Christ. So what's amazing is understand that other people were successful. I was following them. Although I was never trying to intentionally follow them. I was never trying to really, really follow them. But I was just around the scenes. I was following successful people here and there, but never intentionally, in a way that I was following intentionally people, but I'm still following intentionally people who are successful. But if you look at successful people and you just keep looking at them, eventually that success rubs off on you. But if you look at poor people, and if you're around poor people, then guess what? Then what you do is get around rich people. Whereas what's amazing about life is understanding that if you can go and really, really dwell upon a better mindset for yourself, then you understand that no matter what, that your communicational skills is the way to go. So be able to understand that no matter what, do you want to go and have the best time for yourself. Be somebody who loves life. When you love life, then you understand what I mean about stay away from the crowd. Because the crowd never ever tries to help you do anything. But if you go and really, really dwell upon life in different ways, and you just give your best effort all the time, and you're actually always absorbing your surroundings in the way that you're learning, then nothing can stop you. The only point that you have to recommend to people is understand that if you're doing anything around life coaching or music production or whatever you're doing, make sure you become successful and understand how to help people, and be able to teach people more words during the day, and dig yourself out of the hole you're in. Dig yourself out of the hole you're in every single day, and just focus on speaking those words. Speak those words all day long. You understand? So the good thing about me is I understand that other people have 50 family members around them. I have just I. I'm just I. I'm born in a family of a de facto family, and my parents did divorce, but I never divorced. I grew up in a dysfunctional family. I mean, they're very dysfunctional people. I mean, all of them are very dysfunctional. I mean, a lot of anxiety they have. I mean, they have a lot of anxiety. I mean, they're drug addicts. I mean, the middle class. I mean, the woman in my family, I mean, they rely on the man. I mean, understand? I promise you. Now, if you're a woman, I mean, never rely on a man to get your finances, because that's the worst thing. I mean, it's the worst thing when you rely on another man. It is when you rely on a man. I apologize. I mean, when you rely on a man to get you funnies, I mean, to get you the money or to get the lifestyle. I mean, that's the fucking worst, man. I mean, it's like the guys out there are relying on the woman to get money. I mean, they're like relying on a man or woman to get their money and to go to a 9 to 5 job to get their money. I can imagine men who are such wieners who go around a woman asking to borrow $100 from them. I mean, what for? I mean, why do you want to borrow money from anybody other than the bank? I mean, go borrow money from the bank. I mean, stop borrowing it from your family members. You understand? So, if you want to understand about life, then it's ask and you shall receive. I mean, never ever be upset to ask for anything. But what's amazing is I've learned some stuff along the way about the crowd and how they treat me. I've learned to stay away from them. I realize they're no greatness. I mean, they have no greatness. I mean, they have no heart. I mean, they have no heart for you. I mean, they have no compassion for you. I mean, if you put a baby in front of thousands of people, approach the day, hate babies. I hate little babies because the babies are the center of attention. If you put a little baby that's just born in front of thousands of millions of people who are the crowd, or should they say, fuck off, little baby? I mean, they never give a fuck about a baby because they're fucking a woman tonight. You understand? I mean, the woman never care about a little baby because that man is going to shove a dick up her pussy tonight. You understand? But that's how they are. I mean, they judge you. I mean, they judge you because of somebody said something about you. And they're going blindly about what people say. And they never actually want to speak to you personally. I mean, they say that you never went for them. I mean, do you understand? But you're never meant to go for them at all. I mean, it's never your responsibility to go for them. I've had women in my life who come up to me to be with me, and I was never ready for them. I was never ready to be in a relationship with them. So no matter how much they were trying, I was never ready for them. You understand? But now, I mean, if they come to me now, approach is different. But making sure that no matter what, that now, in order to get to this mindset that I have, in terms of what I do have today, it's all the words I've given. It's all the music I've given. And that's it. My life is the sum up of all the words and music I've given you. I mean, it's all words. I mean, the more words I give you now, that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to do in this lifetime other than document much more words now. I mean, that's greatness. I mean, greatness today is the epitome of speaking more words on the camera. I mean, there's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to do. So if you want the lifestyle today, and the newest way is the internet. I mean, the newest way is the internet to make a legacy. Otherwise, it's a book, and go create more books. I mean, go write more books then. I mean, back in the days, is the typewriter. I mean, just a typewriter. I can imagine myself back then. I mean, if I was living in the 1920s, I mean, over there, I mean, there's no TVs in those times. I understand, although that there is a newspaper. Although, from that point, I realized either way, I get myself a pencil, I get myself writing materials, I get myself some books. I go somewhere. I get myself a typewriter. I get myself one of those typewriters. And I start really writing and writing and writing. And I stay away from the crowd. I read Jesus' Bible. Start writing a story about myself. Every day. And I stay away from the crowd. And I do everything I'm doing today just on that typewriter. Whereas now in Hercules times, whereas over there, I mean, you're lucky to get a pen somewhere. you're lucky to get a pen. You understand? Understand? So make sure from that point, I mean, you're lucky to get some paper. And those are those times. So over there, I mean, you're lucky to even get a book. I mean, you're lucky to get a book somewhere. You understand? Because it's very limitless in terms of limiting over there. I mean, it's limiting in those times. Because there's no Bible over there in terms of Hercules times. Although, yes, Baruch, there is the Bible, but you have to go to a better place rather than where Hercules is and where that Trojan War was. I understand that. I understand, although, if you really, really understand something about life, then it's really, really go and dwell upon understanding that there's always something of material that you can go and write down. But today is just new. I mean, electronic music, man. I mean, wow. When you can make electronic music today, I mean, wow. I mean, it's very easy to create melodies. But when you try to create melodies the first time, I mean, it's very easy. I mean, you can create something, But if you want to understand that any kind of melody that you do make is excellent. I mean, from the get-go, I understand that when I was creating music from the get-go and I was playing all this music for the first time, I mean, it's excellent. I mean, you can start making music right now. And it's excellent right away. And it's a beat. It's a beat. Whatever it sounds like. But now, when you compare your music to other people's music, then then you sound like shit. Because they have some type of synths or plugins or sounds that is different from yours. But you're never shit. I understand, although, that it's more how people believe that if you never have kind of, let's say, synths like they do, that then you can never ever produce like they can. I mean, you can produce anything you ever want, but the point is, whereas if you want to have greater sound, then get the newest technology. Or it's that simple. I mean, get the latest technology about music, and then you have the sounds. Now, when I go and do anything about life now, I'm making sure I'm just enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my different time with myself now. I'm understanding that now. For the past 2-3 days, I have done already over 18 hours of music production. In the past 3 days. 18 hours. Just yesterday I've done 12 hours, and the day before I've done 4. Whereas, although, within 2 days, I've done 16 hours and more. I've done a lot of hours. Yes, and so it's much more that I've done more than that. But I'm making sure that no matter what, that since I'm really, really understanding, I never limit myself to the numbers, I'm making sure that you guys understand that it's much more important that you are growing and getting away from the crowd, because they are never people who you need to be around. As soon as a person is with you and you're traveling around, and you're traveling around the world and you have a great legacy, the crowd's never coming with you. Your friends are never coming with you. Your family is never coming with you. Understand? And why is that? Listen. Some family members get jealous of you. Some family members start passing away and they die. And they're gone from this world. But nobody dies. Everybody's in our memories. But realize that what's important is the honest truth. And never expect your family to come with you anywhere. Never expect other people to come with you, or never, in terms of life, do you expect other people to be in your life. Never expect other people to be in your life. Never ever try to go seek out people other than Jesus Christ. I mean, just go to Jesus Christ, and that way you understand what eternity is. I mean, go and dig into the knowledge of the world, because I understand that there is many people today who are pumping knowledge online, and they are going for the legacy. I mean, if you understand anything, I mean, if you understand anything about life, then understand that sometimes you have to understand how it is to feel much greater for yourself. That you can actually now, at 28 years of age, for the next 72 years, you can enjoy your life. I mean, understand? But it comes quick. I mean, life at first is, guess what? I mean, life for me at first did start off great. I mean, life did start off great for me. I mean, to the age of, let's say, 8 years of age, I mean, I was loving life. I'm still loving life, but I'm making sure that no matter what, that from that point, I was starting to get more miserable. I realized that people were starting to disappoint me. I mean, people, and I, especially, was never learning from it. I was never learning from people and fake people, and I was unable to tell the difference between truthful people and fake people. I understand? I was foggy in the mindset. I was doing drugs, and now since I'm understanding now that I can go around the world and travel, I've already seen most of Australia. I mean, in a sense, so these people around here, I realize these Serbian people and the Croatian people and most of the Asian people over here, and all these people around here, I mean, they're working 9-to-5s. I mean, they're working 9-to-5 jobs. I mean, I've seen more of Australia than them. I went around Social Security, and I went around Australia. I mean, for 2 years. I mean, but guess what? I mean, now I'm using the bank's money anyway. I've been on Social Security for 28 years. I've been just using the government's money since a little baby. I mean, since a little baby, I've been using the government's money. I mean, they're the ones printing the money, man. I mean, what? I mean, there's no shame about that. I mean, ever since a little baby, I've been using Jesus Christ book too. I mean, so either way, I'm still a little baby. I mean, so what you need to realize is if you want to go and do something, then go and pronounce your name in a way that you're realizing that most people lie about you, and they lie so much about you, and never ever believe them. I mean, never believe their lies, because they're all fucking lied to you. I mean, they're all lying to you. I mean, they say this one has a boyfriend, and because she has a boyfriend, that somehow she believes that other people are never worthy of her because she has a boyfriend. I mean, they're saying because she chooses to be with somebody else anyway, even though she has a boyfriend. I mean, they're saying because never believe her. I never believe in her. I mean, never believe in them in life. I mean, if they never want to be with you, then never believe in those people. I mean, never even be at the graveyard. I mean, what for? I mean, the biggest waste of time is going to other people's graveyard when they never ever want to be in your life. I mean, understand? Or is it when they never want to be in your life? It's the biggest waste of time. I realize although, just understand, it's a nice and duty of a nice and beautiful act to go and see somebody's grave and stuff like that. I mean, it's nice. But understand that if you go to their funeral, that they never come to your funeral. When they never come to your funeral. When they never care about you. When they never care about your funeral in life. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so guess what? And that's the way it is. You understand? I mean, what you have to understand about life is understanding this. That they're going to reject you. And they're going to reject you so much. But you're going to have a greater legacy regardless. And you're going to prosper and you're going to have a greater life. I mean, is it worth it for you to have a greater life, but for the whole world to reject you? Oh shit, it's worth it. I mean, have a great legacy. And either way, just make sure you're richer and make sure that no matter what, that those people around you are never going to suffocate you with cigarettes and drugs and anything about anything. I mean, never let their words get to you. I mean, get away from speaking to other people. So I make this nice and beautiful rule, and I say, hey,
if I want to speak to anybody online, I want to go and do an audio program right now for 1 hour. I'll do an audio program or video program for 1 hour as I speak to people online, personally. And I make it a habit only 1 hour to speak to people a day. But for the past 4 days, I never ever want to even talk to them. Because 1 hour to talk to them, I mean, they're wasting my time. But it's never a waste of my time. Because I'll be doing audio programs anyway. So what I do is I'm always learning and I'm fixing myself in a better way to realize that I want to have a better time. I want to make sure that no matter what that I'm learning, I'm growing. I'm making sure I'm public speaking in front of crowds. I'm making sure I'm much more lifting myself in the moment. I'm making sure that no matter what, that nobody is going to prevent me from moving forward. So I'm getting my head up in life in terms of success, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to live life day by day. But I'm enjoying my life so much. I'm at my biological dad's this time, and it feels so different because I just sang just recently, and I can actually sing much better now. And I can realize something about life now. I can say I can just travel different ways now. I mean, something new. I mean, something new I've never experienced. I mean, I never did experience this, man. Whereas, although you must understand that this is now something new over here. I mean, there's a new experience going on, and it's really, really, I understand how to travel now. I can see how to travel the world. I can see how to book the flights. I see how to book the accommodation. I see how to make the money. I see how to be in front of a crowd. I see how to public speak. I see how to make music. I see how to life coach. I see how to be on a video camera. I see how to fashion model. I see how to be a vegan. I see how to be sober. I see how to have a girlfriend. I see how to have kids. I see how to be with Jesus Christ and how to love Jesus Christ and everybody. I see how to write books. I see a lot of aspects of life now, and I have much more experience now. I see how to have sex. I see how to masturbate. I see how to do everything. Because guess what? I'm never negative about anything. But what's amazing is people find me negative. I understand that. I realize I want to be curious about everything. But I understand that everything in terms of life that's happening for me now is the best thing ever. I'm traveling different ways now. I'm traveling for music. I make 16 hours of music a day. I sit on the computer for 16 hours a day, and I make music, man. I hear most of you say, don't you have anything else to do? No. Music to me is everything, man. In a sense, to make sure you understand, either way, I can sit on the freaking computer for all my life and just do music without having sex with people and without going anywhere else except I only. I never have to be with you. I never have to be with other people, but I understand that no matter what, the other people have to be with me. And even though they're going to lie about that, and they're going to say, nah, they're liars. I can see it. I can see how Jesus is saying hypocrites. Whereas now, what's amazing is I understand that. I understand that no matter what, that when I really understand how to live my life, I understand what a hypocrite is. I understand how much I did fail in that. I was such a hypocrite that I was speaking one thing and then I turned into another way. But I understand that I did fail many times as a hypocrite. You understand? And what's amazing is understand that you have to understand as soon as you turn away from Jesus Christ, even in the slightest habit, then it's your hypocrite nature. But understand, I'm never a hypocrite anymore. I'm always trying to delay gratification. I'm trying to become the best version of myself every single day. And I'm trying to give you the most words I can every single day so that I can focus on a greater life. Because what's important for me is understanding that every single day I'm doing something in my favor. I'm doing something to help myself succeed every single day. And I'm showing my face in the world. I deserve it. I deserve the spotlight. So what do? You go post as many videos of yourself online so everybody can see you. That's all you have to do. So It's about expression of mindset. So if you can communicate yourself into greatness, then you can do anything. So there's a rugby guy who I just met in Cairns, and that guy's going to play rugby for the next 20 years. But for the next 20 years, I make 365 hours of video content over the next 20 years online. But he's never even going to do that. He wants to play rugby with his friends. I realize now, I understand that no matter what, I just have a greater legacy than him, and that's it. So what are you doing today? Do you have kids? Are you somebody who's in a relationship? What's up with you? Make sure you understand that when I ask you questions, I'm making sure that I'm learning every single step of the way how to talk better. So when I'm understanding how to talk better, I'm understanding that no matter what, it's just that kind of feel. When you have that nice and beautiful way of talking to people, then you understand kindness, and then you understand every single day how to talk, and then you understand that no matter what, that you can walk the talk. Because when you do that, then you understand that no matter what, that you just realize that no matter what, that you have to go and really, really dwell upon a better life for yourself anyway. So if you focus on talking and talking and talking, then talk until the cows come home. And talk as much as you want. So focus on something that's really going to help you move forward, and then love your life. Love your life differently, and understand that's the way I understand life in the best manner. So when I'm understanding the best manner, I'm understanding value. I'm going for value. I'm going to make sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to succeed. And then that's the whole point. The whole point is just talk in a way that is going to help you. That's all you want to do. So if you want to understand something about life, then understand yourself and understand Jesus Christ, and that's the way you have to understand life. I just want to say, guys, that everybody's truly alone in making their own legacy. So if you want to make your own legacy, then be truly alone. Because I understand that no matter what, you must understand that people out there never care about your legacy. I care about your legacy to give you ideas, but they never care about your legacy in a way to do it for you. I said I never ever do your legacy for you. So let's just be honest about that. Jesus Christ can never do your legacy. You have to choose what you want out of life. So make sure that you understand that anybody can do anything. Anybody can do anything. But what's amazing is nobody here in life can really, really do anything other than themselves. So I have to do myself in terms of my word I. You have to do your own word I. Everybody has to do their own life. So in order for you to treasure yourself and to do anything that is nice and courageous for yourself, is to be a star and understand your legacy is the greatest aspect of life every single day, to focus upon understanding that you must coach and you must teach and you must really, really pronounce your words in the planet much more in order for you to overcome any situation, because that's the only way. I just want to say, guys, that the true people in your life right now are the ones who can create your legacy for you. They're the ones that you're friends. They're your friends. So anybody who can go and walk for your shoes today, or anybody who can walk your shoes for you, or anybody who can do something for you that's greater. Anything that anybody can speak those words for you. That's your true friend. That's your true family member. There's nobody else in life who can do that for you except you. Understand? So I'm making sure that I can always do anything. I can speak for you. I can walk your shoes. But in order for me to walk your shoes, I then have to understand that you have to be better than me. You have to have better disciplines than me. You have to have better success than me. So in order for myself to do it for you, then I have to look at you and I have to make sure that you are doing it for yourself. I have to motivate you to do it for yourself, because I'm already doing it. I'm already doing that. I'm already walking your shoes, but I'm walking it in a different direction. Understand? So make sure you understand that no matter what, if you want to really, really become much more, then understand how to really, really lift people all the time. When you understand that, then you can understand Jesus Christ. I just want to teach you guys very quickly that the nice and beautiful way of life today, that's the best knowledge, is how to boost your legacy. If you can understand that, then you can understand how to live your life. Now, always go and really, really understand how to go and boost your legacy so that you have a greater life. I just want to say really, really quickly, guys, that if you want to really, really, let's say, have all the attention, then be doing more than other people, because I understand that what's important is doing more in terms of writing and words and audio and video and quotes
and making sure all the time that you're documenting yourself in terms of video and audio and writing materials as much as you can, because I understand that what's important is understanding a great legacy right now, because it's the only way that you can leave a great legacy today, and you must understand that. And what's important right now is understanding that if you do more than everybody else, then everybody else is watching you. I mean, everybody's watching you more than themselves. I mean, everybody's watching you more because you're doing something more successful than them. So that's the spotlight, and that's the kind of place you want to be in every single day. So focus on that and love yourself. See guys, so if you look at anybody today on YouTube, and the whole discussion today is how much more can we talk, and how much more can we lead, and how much more can we make money, and how to do all that, then increase the word I. I mean, the whole discussion of everybody, and everybody in terms of life and what they're talking about is I only, in terms of the word I, which there's nothing else that we're talking about except the word I. And that's the simplest way to understand life, but then understand either way that what's important is if somebody's sleeping around you, I mean, guess what? I mean, from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 p.m. in the afternoon, I mean, make sure you're waking them up, because never ever wait as a music producer or life coach or whatever you are to help people to wake up in a way that you have to be so silent around them. I mean, if you're a music producer and you have to produce your music outside, but I realize although your biological dad or mum or family is sleeping at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I mean, what time are they waking up? I mean, maybe they wake up at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, you're going to wait from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night to do your nice, beautiful music production outdoors? I mean, pump the music and wake them up. Understand? I mean, who do they think they are in life? I mean, never wait to go and do your passion. I mean, understand? I mean, go and wake people up when it's already past 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, wake them up. I mean, the sun wakes me up. I mean, the sun wakes me up after 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it just beams in my face. Understand? And that's how it is, isn't it? I mean, make sure you understand that you use people and sun in terms of life, and also the animals and non-human animals as your alarm clock. And what happens is, make sure that what happens throughout life is the sun can shine in your face. So put out the blinds so the sun can wake you up on its own. Because as soon as the light comes into your head, then you wake up. Or place some non-human animals in your house in a way that you never ever do that. But realize that you understand that if you have non-human animals, then put non-human animals in your bed or around you. If you have non-human animals, but if you never have non-human animals, you never get non-human animals. I mean, understand that what's important is understanding to never ever own non-human animals. But if you want to rent them, first now renting them is something different. Understand? So make sure you understand every single day that what we need to do is wake up with the world before 10 a.m. every single day. And then we're focusing on understanding that we want to make sure that if you're really learning about anything about life, that we go and really give all the ideas we can every single day in every single video, and then always be understanding that when I encourage myself to talk, or when I look at myself in the mirror or anything like that, I'm making sure that I have my word I. So because I have my word I here, I'm thinking the word I right now. But because I'm doing that, then I understand I love myself totally. But when I understand to say for myself, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, first when I come back to the I really truly do love myself. But when I stick to the word I, and I be in the word I, and I live in the word I, actually now I'm truly in love with myself, because I understand I love you is everything. I just want to show you guys that in high school and also in primary school, that when I went to these schools, in the government schools, I realized that I was playing Tazos, I was playing Digimon, I was playing these little card games, like poker, I was playing also Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, I was playing chess, I was playing all these board games and Monopoly, and I was playing anything that you can find on a board game, or any Tazos and all that, and yo-yos, and we had yo-yo competitions and Tazo competitions, and we went around just going on the floor and just hitting the Tazos on another Tazos, in terms of hitting Tazos on Tazos, and whoever flips the Tazo wins the Tazo over. So I had all this bag of Tazos because I was the Tazo man. I mean, the sense of either way, then we had marbles as well. And we went around backyards and around schools everywhere. We were playing marbles everywhere. Do you understand marbles? I mean, there's little balls, and we have to throw into the hole. I mean, we have to hit the target. So we only have 3 shots to do it with. But understand either way, that what's important. And then we went around playing 13 in terms of card 13 games, and we bomb people with actual 13 games, and we have all these numbers, and we have to be the last one in terms of we have to be the first one to exit the program before anybody else, because it's I first. Because anybody who's last is somebody who never loves themselves as much, because I'd rather finish the card game first than last. I mean, understand? I'd rather finish life first than last. I mean, now, either way, it's understand that if you're last, then you're never least. I mean, understand? But just realize that no matter what, that since we're going around this world, and since I'm understanding that as I'm growing up, I also went around playing these red ass game where we have the soccer ball and we kick the ball into the ass of other people because they're the keeper and we have to score 10 goals and there's 5 or 6 of us and we're always passing to each other one time, so it's only one time that we are able to touch the ball to score the goal each. So I can pass the ball to that guy, but he has to touch the ball one time to pass it back to me. I have to touch the ball one time to pass it to somebody else, and that person has to score a goal or something like that. So 10 times that we score the goal against the keeper. In a way, we're never against the keeper, but we're trying to win in a way that we're never against anybody. But if you understand that, then understand that no matter what, that sports is something that can help you if you understand to be athletic in a way that you're trying to achieve a better you in terms of knowledge. For sure, always. But either way, we were playing Red Ass, and also we were playing hide and seek, and also tips, and also we're playing rugby and sports around town. But the new trading games, in terms of the new games now, that's the new Tarzos and the new Yu-Gi-Oh! And the new type of Pokemon today is the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency now. For now, everybody's moving into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to everybody. I mean, that's the new Tarzo game that I was playing before. I was playing Beyblades, and Beyblades is this nice and beautiful way to pull this little trigger, and this little thing goes like this and it starts spinning. And what happens is, we place it in this little circus. There's a little circle or arena, and these Beyblades are fucking hitting each other and hitting each other and hitting each other. And the first one to fucking knock the other one off the freaking nice and beautiful, let's say, tournament, or the nice and beautiful bowl where we place this nice and beautiful Beyblade inside of a bowl, and two are spinning, and some freaking cheat or something like that, but they're never cheating, but they have these little metal pieces and it just freaking knocks your Beyblade all the fucking way over there. And that's the whole point, but making sure all the time that you realize now it's also baseball cards and all these kind of, let's say, Pokemon cards and Hall of Fame cards and wrestling cards and all type of cards that people are trading, and they're trying to make money and trying to flip, and they're trying to do all this stuff like that. And so what we were doing with Pokemon games in terms of Pokemon cards is we come to the nice and beautiful scenario of getting to the house or something like that, or around the schools, and we show our cards to everybody, and then we play games like Yu-Gi-Oh games or Pokemon cards where we flip the card. I mean, we were flipping the Pokemon cards, and the first one to flip the card in a certain way so there are 2 cards, and we put them on the floor, and the first one to flip the face upside on the face down card wins the card over. So if you place your shiny Yu-Gi-Oh card on the floor and somebody wins it with a little Pikachu or something like that, I mean, guess what? That's the worst thing, man. Guess what? Pikachu, in terms of no shiny Pikachu, but you place your Yu-Gi-Oh shiny card, and he wins it, or she wins it with a stupid card. Come on, man. Put value in your cards, man. Every single day you must understand. So what you need to realize is, if you ever lost these nice and beautiful, let's say, shiny cards or shiny objects or something like that, then guess what? You must understand that it really, really is just that kind of way. It's like losing your word I. Although guess what? Now, it's much more to understand that it's nothing like that anymore, but it felt like that. It felt like I lost everything before. So no matter what, that the new game today that other people are playing is the Bitcoin market and the stock market now. And people are getting into the stock market now. And people are trading cryptocurrencies, and they're talking about crypto and Ethereum and Bitcoin mining and trading in terms of binary options and Forex and all this kind of stuff is the new deal now in terms of flipping and making money. And also the real estate game now. And people are talking about flipping real estate. And what they do with real estate is they flip it and they're trying to make money on it. I mean, they just get it to, they're just getting real estate to flip it to make more money. So make sure you understand either way that what people are doing in the new game of life here is they're trying to go and make more money in what they're doing. So either way, that's the new game. But the new game really is Jesus Christ. Always. Make sure you understand that. The newest game today is Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ wants you to understand that the word I, in terms of I love you, I understand the word I is the newest game because Jesus Christ said so. And now, why? Because Jesus Christ says, never cut the word I out. I understand I make that my game now. I make the game of placing my nice and beautiful legacy to be the biggest in this lifetime now. That's my new game. Because even though I was playing all these other games, were they leading to my legacy though? None of that was leading to my legacy. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and trading never improves your legacy. Never improves your legacy. And now understand that no matter what, that if you just become somebody big in the crypto market and stock market, then guess what? I promise you can if you deliver the honest knowledge about it. Understand? But guess what? I promise that's how it is. And now I'm delivering you the honest knowledge about cryptocurrency right now. I never do Bitcoin, I never do cryptocurrency. But those people who are always going that way, in terms of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and stock market and trading and Forex and Pokemon cards and flipping real estate and flipping all this to make money, are losers. They're all losers. Approach those people who make money are losers. Understand? I make the word I only. So make sure you understand that what I'm trying to say is the word I is the money. Jesus Christ is the money now. Forget what they're doing and go Jesus Christ now. Who's doing something around you? Forget them and what they're doing. Go Jesus Christ. And then understand to boost your legacy is the newest game of all. I understand although that if you understand that no matter what, that you really, really understand that. Now understand that no matter what we want to do is become the greatest versions of ourselves and be the most personal development, honest people in the planet, because the truthful way is the best way, and the truthful way of Jesus Christ in the word I, and everything that we are in the word I. You must understand to have integrity and to give ideas and to be an entrepreneur now is the best game of life. It's the best game now. But I understand that no matter what, that most people never realize that. Most people never live, I promise you. Most people never truly live this life. And it's true. They never really live. Literally. They're walking zombies. So what you need to realize is I'm truly living. I'm to the fullest. I'm understanding my life is to the fullest. I'm always representing Jesus Christ. I want you to realize what retirement truly is. Those who retire never ever boost their legacy anymore. Understand? So for me, there's no retirement in life. I'm always working. And what am I working for? I'm working for a greater legacy. What's this video? It means to have a greater legacy. That's all I'm ever doing. I'm doing writing materials and audio materials and video materials to make sure that I'm boosting my words all day long. Because my words is work. And the more work I put in to giving my words to everybody in music and everything I do, because music is words too. And everything you see is words. And the more I speak life, the more I live to the fullest. Because I understand that communicational skills in terms of what you say through words is the best way to create legacy. So get ahead of the crowd really quickly and be able to go and pronounce your name out there, because I understand that you deserve it as long as you're living life. I want you guys to understand that the most unprofessional life has no business cards. They never have anything to give to other people. Understand? When I come up to you and I give you my business card, that's nice. But if I come up to you and I say hello, what's much better? Guess what? I said hello, but I said the words hello. But when I come up to you and say hello and I give you my business card, what's much more professional? Is it just hello, or is it hello with a business card? What's professional for you? Understand it's the nice and beautiful way to say get your business cards today so you can succeed. I see you guys have a studio, but look at my studio over here. This is my studio. This is where I make my music in my studio, man. I have a dog too over here. I can hear the atmosphere over here. Oh, nice and beautiful. This one too. I have all the nice and beautiful blue skies over here, man. I mean, get ready for Idonatopia, baby. I'm just here at the nice and beautiful Woolworths here in the nice and beautiful Busby Miller Central in Sydney. And I'm here at the nice and beautiful, let's say, noodle section. And I want to teach you guys something about noodles. I mean, look at the prices. I mean, $3.95. I mean, $4.95. I mean, $3.80. I mean, $8. I mean, what else? I mean, $3.80. I mean, $5. I mean, $1.80 over here. I mean, $6 here. I mean, $2. I mean, look at the prices. I mean, $4 over here. I mean, guess what? I mean, what is the difference between all of the nice and beautiful, let's say, noodles here? Bro, it's the flavoring. I mean, the flavoring. So when you open up a noodle section like this, I love it. I mean, when you open this one, you get certain bags of, let's say, salt and these certain flavors that you can put on this, and that's what they charge for. Understand? But what's the difference between the noodles? In terms of this noodles, that's $3.95. I mean, this noodle here is $3.95, and this noodle here is $3 over here. I mean, $3. I mean, what's the difference between these noodle packets, man? I mean, let's just say the noodles alone. I mean, look at the noodles, man. I mean, what's the difference between just the noodles? Watch now, the noodles are on their own, and it's completely healthy. I mean, noodles alone are healthy. I mean, look at this. I mean, the noodles. I mean, that noodle there is healthy for you. But what's unhealthy for you in the noodle section is the actual packets of salt they have in there. In terms of the flavorings they put in the noodles that you unwrap and then you have to place it inside the noodles. That's a waste of time and that's unhealthy. So what you want to do is you grab noodles and then get yourself vegetable stock powder. So when you have vegetable stock powder, for example, so what you do is you come over here and you grab yourself one of these, and guess what? I mean, you have this right here, which is Vegeta and noodles together. I mean, now you have something that's healthy. I mean, you can put this on noodles instead of what they have inside the goreng or whatever, and the Malaysian laksa. I mean, it's all names, but look, there's no difference other than making sure that you understand there is a difference. So the difference is that in noodle sections, they place all these artificial flavors and preservatives and all this sugar inside the packets, in terms of those bags or packets that you see with salt. They have salt and they have these different freaking colorings, and you have to open it to put it inside the actual noodles. Alright. So what you do is get yourself a Vegeta or get yourself spice like paprika. I mean, you want paprika over there. I mean, you have or else you have oregano, or else you have the nice and beautiful olive oil. You can place on the nice and beautiful noodles over here. I mean, you have all those herbs and spices over there that is completely healthy for you to place on the noodles. Understand? So what you do is look at the stock over here. I mean, this stock over here, when you have the vegetable stock powder, for example, and you can pour it on top of your rice, and you can pour it on top of your rice. I mean, you can pour all these nice and beautiful flavorings over here on your noodles. I mean, on the noodles, I mean, look how much flavorings you have. I mean, onion salt, I mean, garlic pepper, I mean, harasia, or that one's harasia. I mean, you have garam masala, I mean, you have garlic over here. I mean, you have paprika. I mean, you have sesame seeds. You can pour on your noodles. I mean, what do you want? I mean, you have pepper. I mean, you have Himalayan salt. I mean, this can all go on your noodles. I mean, as a side menu. But this stupid crap that they have in the fucking noodles over here. I mean, guess what's in these noodles? I mean, it's noodles and there's little packets. I mean, some kind of packets, yeah? I mean, never eat those fucking packets, ever. Because I just shown you why. But these stupid packets is nothing in comparison to that. You understand? So these stupid packets that they have in freaking noodles is very unhealthy, and it's artificial flavoring and preservatives and colors. You understand? So never eat that. So what's the difference between this stupid noodles, which is never stupid, but guess what? I mean, everything in this life is much better. But guess what? I mean, what's the difference between this noodles and this fucking noodles? And this fucking noodles? And fucking this fucking noodles. I mean, what's the fucking difference? I mean, it's the artificial flavoring and preservatives and colors. Alright. So they charge $3.95 here, but here I can grab one of these nice and beautiful noodles at $3. I mean, $3, I get more
value here at $3 with the same fucking noodles as this one. I mean, this one's fucking $4 and this one's $3, and the fucking noodles are the same, aren't they? Understand? So make sure you understand that what you want to do is look at this. I mean, here you get fucking one noodles only. When there's only fucking one noodles in here, it's $1.80. I get fucking 6 noodles here, and I get it for $3. I never do it for money. I never get it for $3, but this is $3 in terms of this nice and beautiful chicken packet here, which is what? I mean, what makes it fucking chicken on this? I mean, why is it fucking chicken? Because the chicken is the fucking flavoring you can put on it. I mean, there's a fucking chicken packet inside here, and it's like a chicken salt that you can put on your fucking noodles, and that's why it's fucking $3. But I get the fucking chicken salt and I throw it away, and I fucking get myself garlic, for example, and I put the fucking garlic. I place garlic or any of this fucking nice and beautiful herbs and spices on here, and I never fucking have to eat it with this. I never have to fucking eat my food with this shit. I mean, but guess what? I mean, this is all better than shit. But guess what? I'm better than all of that. I mean, make sure you understand that no matter what. I mean, look at this. I mean, canned foods, man. I mean, you can put canned foods with your actual noodles. I mean, dicing tomatoes with noodles. I mean, fuck yeah, and get some fucking herbs and spices as well. I mean, black beans with noodles. I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, go and get some black beans and noodles as well, and get yourself a geta and fucking herbs and spices. So connect the herbs and spices with the fucking canned food over here. So use canned food, and for example, over here we have Mexican style 3-bean mix with noodles and spices. I mean, you understand? And then we get spices and lentils with noodles, and then we get cannellini beans with noodles and spices, and then we have baby peas and corns with the nice and beautiful noodles and spices over here. So I'm learning that no matter what, I have garden peas over here. So since I have garden peas, I have also noodles and spices here. Understand? So I have corn over here. I can put corn with noodles and also spices. Understand? So there's so much differences that you can make with noodles alone. And also you use any fucking canned foods that you want. I mean, you want potato? I mean, fucking whole potatoes with fucking noodles. I mean, look. I mean, whole fucking potatoes. I mean, look at this. I mean, whole potatoes with fucking noodles and spices. I mean, you have mushrooms with noodles and spices. I mean, understand? And there's no fucking difference other than what I just said. And then also, I mean, never fucking eat tuna and shit. I mean, listen. I mean, if you're already eating meat, just make sure that you have to understand to get away from meat. But you can even place fucking tuna with fucking noodles and spices. I mean, understand? So either way, you must understand to promote everything. I realize I'm a vegan, so I never eat tuna. But what's amazing is understand that what you want to do is realize this, for example. And look at this. I mean, one fucking packet only is $1. I mean, $1 per packet. I understand. I get 6, and I give $3 and I get 6 of them. I mean, look at this. I mean, what the fuck is the difference here? I mean, here it's a value pack, whereas you get 12 and you give $8. So to get 6 of these, I get 12 over here. I get 12 fucking packets and it's $8. I get fucking 2 of these. I have already 12 packets and I save $2. I mean, this is bullshit. I mean, that's bullshit. I mean, $8 and you get 12 packets. I get 6 packets at $3. I get fucking 6 packets at $3. I get 2 of these. I can say 2 of these is $6 and I get 12 packets. I mean, this was fucking $8 for 12 packets. I mean, fuck me dead. I mean, you must understand that when you're going around, you can see these one packets, all fucking differences in price. But make sure you understand, there's no fucking difference between this fucking noodles and this fucking noodles. And there's no fucking difference between the noodles in life. And they're all the fucking same noodles. You understand? So get your fucking self the most affordable noodles and get any fucking ones. And even though I'm a vegan, I get the fucking beef noodles. I'm a vegan and I get beef noodles. And why is it beef noodles? Because the beef noodles has those fucking packets in it, but I throw those packets away and I use the noodles. I get the noodles, man. I never fucking care about the beef. Understand? I care about the word I. So I can get the chicken one and I can get the beef one. I'm a vegan, man. I'm a vegan, but I chuck away the beef salt. I chuck away the chicken salt. I never eat that. I never eat that shit. I get myself fucking gravy. I mean, look, I can fucking put gravy I can put fucking gravy. I can put these fucking. I can put whatever I want in my neck. Or else I can put whatever I want in my neck. Or else I can put whatever I want in my mix of lifestyle in terms of vegan food only. So I understand that gravy is very unhealthy. So you must understand that gravy, for example, whereas when you go gravy, whereas there's roast chicken, or there's a broiled, whereas this one's brown onion. So brown onion is something that I can eat, and there's no colors and no artificial flavors and preservatives. And this is a side menu dish. So you put gravy on the side. So just put it in a cup and put it over your rice or spaghetti, or put it over your nice and beautiful, let's say, rice or spaghetti or pasta, and there you go. I mean, you can put any of this on the side menu dish over here. And then what else you can do is you can grab yourself some chicken over here in terms of spices with vegetable stock powder juice, and this juice goes on the fucking side. And what does this do? I mean put fucking rice in a bowl and put this over the top, and this is the fucking flavoring, but it's a lot of salt. So I understand that either way, that this salt has minimal salt. So you must understand everything's minimal, but make sure you understand that what you need to understand about life is understand that this vegetable stock stuff and real stock kind of food over here that has all this real stock stuff is something that you can put in a bowl with pasta and pour it over the top. Understand? So all I ever cook inside of, let's say, the nice and beautiful frying pan is water always. I put water, I never put oil in a frying pan. I mean, understand? And why is that? Because oil burns on the actual frying pan and it makes your actual food black, and it can burn the house down as well. So you have to understand that oil can burn your house down, and that's why I never do that. So I realize water can never burn your house down, mate. Understand? So make sure you understand that oil is the one that flames up, mate. I mean, so make sure you understand that. And then also, when I'm actually cooking on the frying pan, I make sure I just do rice, and then I just put rice in there. I never put bolognese sauce or any type of sauce or any type of spices or any type of anything inside of the actual, let's say, frying pan, except rice when I'm cooking rice. So, I understand, but I'm boiling rice. I'm never cooking rice. I'm boiling it inside the pan. I'm doing it in terms of I'm cooking the nice and beautiful rice inside of the frying pan. I'm boiling the nice and beautiful rice inside of the frying pan, or I'm boiling spaghetti or pasta, and that's the only aspects of life that I put on a frying pan. And now I never use a boiler. I never use one of those boilers that you find at stores, because I use a frying pan. And now when I use a frying pan, I use the metal ones that have a thin type of base. I mean, a thin base. So when I just place the first drop of freaking water, it goes, it starts steaming, because that's what you need. Understand? So that's what you need as a frying pan, because the water starts to boil up really quickly in that frying pan, and you get a metal one that's really, really thin. Understand? But I never ever eat on the fucking frying pan either. So what I do on the frying pan is just because I'm at my biological dad's house at the moment, so I'm learning how to cook on the frying pan more. So I'm understanding either way that if you want to understand about grilling food, I never eat with grilling my food. I never eat anything that's grilling my food. Understand? I never grill my food. But if you want to eat meat, for example, then the best way to eat meat is to grill it. And never place oil in the frying pan with meat, because that's the worst way to eat meat. And you must understand that if you place oil on the frying pan, then it's the worst way to eat. I understand? So make sure that you're eating meat in a way that you're grilling the meat. And I never barbecue food. I never barbecue anything, because barbecue and barbecuing food is the worst way to eat. I understand? Because you have to understand that what's important is understanding that you never need a barbecue when you're traveling the world. You understand? I mean, when you're traveling the world, when you have no time for barbecues, man. I mean, now what you have to realize that throughout life is understand these cups, for example, and you have all these nice and beautiful, let's say, pumpkin soup inside the cans, and what you can do is you get yourself spices and place some pumpkin soup with rice that you cook in terms of boil inside the frying pan, or pasta inside a boiling pan in terms of your boiling the pan in terms of water with food. And you can use any of the canned foods and put it as a side menu dish. So anything that you see as a canned food over here, I mean, all these canned foods here are all side menu dishes. So what I do is I cook the rice in a boiling water, or I do the spaghetti or the pasta, and then let's say I open this one up. I open this one up, which is red kidney beans, for example. And what I do with that is I understand that once my rice or pasta or spaghetti is done and it's boiling and it's all done, I then make sure I just add the freaking can into the actual rice or pasta or spaghetti, and I mix it up, in a nice and beautiful pan, but it's off the oven already. I mean, once this pasta and spaghetti and rice is done, I mean, that's done. I never even need the oven anymore. But then what I do is I mix other foods with it. So what I do is I get a can and I just pour any can I want inside of the rice. I pour any can I want inside of the spaghetti or pasta or rice off the freaking oven. I mean, the oven and all that is done. Once the rice is done, and once the pasta is done, and once the spaghetti is done, then the oven is done. I mean, all you want to do with rice and pasta and spaghetti is boil it, and as soon as it's ready, I mean, take it off the oven. And then I add one of those canned foods on top, or add even noodles on my rice, or add noodles on my actual, let's say, my nice and beautiful way of saying pasta or spaghetti. I mean, you can add noodles on top of that. So what you do with the noodles is get a Keller or something like that, or place noodles inside with the rice and boil it together. And either way, you can do that. So make sure you understand that you have many spices over here that you can use, and you can have also the spices and the canned foods. You can place with noodles, and also with rice and pasta and spaghetti. You can go with the canned foods and also the noodles and the spices and all the gravy and all the nice and beautiful, let's say, vegetable stock powder and all that. So you must understand that now, since you understand much better about noodle section. I mean, what kind of noodles are you getting out there? I mean, you're getting the most affordable ones, because it's all the fucking same shit. I mean, all the noodles is the same thing, man. So get yourself the best value for your dollar. So I'm understanding these ones that have the $3 ones are the best value here, because it gives me $3 where I have $3, and understand it gives me all the money in the world. So I'm understanding I have all the money in the world because I understand I can get myself a nice and beautiful way of life over here. So I'm understanding that's the whole point, isn't it? So make sure I understand now, since I understand foods mix together. But now for my nice and beautiful, let's say, way of eating, I only eat one nice and beautiful food of dinner daily. I mean, it can be pasta, rice, or let's say pasta, rice, or spaghetti. And those are my 3 dinner menus, always. Understand? So from that, I never ever need to eat that though. I never even have to eat that. But then I make my dinner either bread and peanut butter, or cereals, or tofu, or hummus and bread. I mean, that's my other menus that I eat for dinner. Or soy milk only. Understand? I mean, that's what I can eat as well. But what's amazing is understand that I never ever have to eat on a frying pan. I never have to eat on a frying pan. I can also understand that when I never eat on a frying pan and when I never boil my food, then I remove the noodles from my life. I remove the actual rice from my life. I remove the pasta from my life. I remove the spaghetti from my life. And then I eat canned foods. I eat canned foods for dinner. I eat also bread for dinner. I eat peanut butter with cereals for dinner. I eat tofu for dinner. I eat freaking the nice and beautiful way of saying hummus as well. And that's all you ever need. I mean, essentially what you need to realize every single day is focus on understanding that pasta sauce like bolognese sauce is very good for you. So when understanding that when you're choosing a sauce, then understand bolognese sauce is the best one. And get yourself tomato dicing or food inside a can and just pour it all over the place. Understand? So I use also Vegeta. I say shh, 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 shh. I can record a sound with this. I can make a nice and beautiful, let's say, trance track with this one. So I just record the sound. I realize either way, I realize that olive oil, for example, I realize what I do with olive oil is I get myself extra virgin oil, and I get the one that's most, let's say, the most minimal. So I never need so much oil, but what I understand about oil is there is many of these. So make sure you understand that you just get the extra virgin oil, and there's also $30 ones and $18 ones and $100 ones. But guess what? I get the $7 ones, man. I mean, do you understand? Because it's the most affordable, and I just sprinkle it a bit and I just have a taste, and that's it. I understand? So you can get extra virgin oil whenever you want, and you can pour it on your bread. I mean, you can pour it on peanut butter. I mean, you can pour it wherever you want. I mean, you can pour it on freaking whatever you want. I mean, I can get extra virgin oil and I pour it on freaking lentils in a canned food as well. I mean, I open up the freaking canned food and I open up my extra virgin oil and I pour it inside here. I mean, it's so simple, isn't it? And what else? I mean, every single day, understand that no matter what, I drink juice, for example. I get myself juice. I'll show you guys very quickly. I drink juice and grape juice, and it's 2 liters, and I can drink 2 liters of grape juice every single day. I understand? And then I get 3 liters of soy milk every single day, because I understand that no matter what, that I want to have soy milk for the whole day, and that's it. Whereas I get myself sparkling water, and I get myself the nice and beautiful Vegeta, and let it be like that. I mean, so no matter what, you guys understand now that you can mix some certain foods with certain foods, and that way you can go and really live your life.